and welcome to Raw. I am Amy and
I'm Rachel.
And we welcome you back to another episode where we're going to get real about topics related to women and relationships and life. And today's topic...
And men. Because
yes.
they all apply to men. Just want to tell you that.
Well, today's topic does, that's for sure. So we're going to talk about love languages. So this is a book that was written by Gary Chapman, and he talks about 5 different love languages, which we're going to break down, and we're going to talk about how that relates to you and how you like to give and receive love in your relationships. And I think it really can help you understand your partner and lead to successful relationships and how you communicate and how your dynamic works. So let's deep dive. I'm going to get you to just list them. What are the 5? And then we can break them down and then deep dive into each one.
Awesome. Thanks, Aim. Okay. So to give some background, this is actually a framework for understanding yourself better and for understanding your partner better. And within this framework, there are 5 love languages that have been identified. And the best part about these love languages, Aim, is if you understand your love language and you understand your partner's love language, you can show up for each other way better in different ways that resonates with that person. So oftentimes in relationships, and I see this in my therapeutic practice with many couples, they come and they're like, oh, I'm doing this for my partner or that for my partner. And it's like, no, you're showing up in the way you want to be receiving love. How does your partner want to receive love? That's how you need to show up. So the 5 love languages, that Gary Chapman talks about is quality time, words of affirmation, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. Do you want to break them down?
Yes. So let's start with quality time first and foremost. Okay. So quality time would be, say you're in a relationship with someone and you want to be around them. You want to be doing things together, whether, that's watching a movie or going shopping together or going on date nights. It's just actually being in that physical presence with your partner.
Yes.
That is, I know for me, this is one of my love languages.
Me too. And so here's the tip of that one. Okay. The biggest contributor to the lack of quality time. Can you guess what that is?
Nope.
Okay. This
cell phones.
Sucker.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops, there's my daughter. There, sucker. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it. Be present. Be mindful. Spend that quality time with your apartment.
With
your apartment. In your apartment.
Yes.
With your partner. Without distractions, because that quality time is super important. So be present, be mindful.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. I think part of also how you're showing up is how you're listening when your partner is around, right? Are you making eye contact with that person? Are they feeling heard when you're speaking, right? Yes. So important.
Girl,
exactly.
Do you feel me? Do you feel me?
I totally feel you. Yeah. So that's very, very important, right? So if you're constantly busy and or like you're watching TV and your partner's talking to you and you're not turning to them, that's not going to make that partner feel loved or seen or heard, right? So exactly. Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you too. So that is a key component.
Super important.
Yeah. Quality time for me, hands down, is a very important one.
Yeah. So that's quality time. The next one, words of affirmation.
So with words of affirmation, this could be basically how you're being expressive. What are you communicating to your partner? Right?
So with words of affirmation, it's also acknowledging, being grateful for the things that they're doing, or recognizing that you see them and you hear them and you are expressing that with your words. So for example, if your partner, cooked dinner, it's the simple things like, you know what? I really appreciate you cooking dinner. Thank you so much. They went to get the groceries. Thank you for getting the groceries. If your partner works really hard, you can identify that and say, you know what? I'm really proud of you. You work really hard for us. So those words of affirmation are super important for people to hear. Some people just even like the simple ones like, you look really beautiful, or geez, you look handsome. And then of course the nitty gritty, like, smack your partner on the ass and say, hey, baby, you're so hot.
For sure. Yeah, the flirting, and that can actually just really enhance and create a lot of like spark and that, and really just heat things up in the relationship, right? When you're flirty and just being really expressive. But I think this boils down to how vulnerable can you get?
I love that.
Right? Because if you're someone who's like scared about, oh, how is that person going to react? Like, first of all, you're not being your authentic self, which is not okay. But like, you want to just be vulnerable with your partner and really express how you're feeling.
Yes.
And yeah, for me, this is also a very, very important one. I'd probably put it at like, maybe 2 or 3 on my list for sure. But yeah, definitely in my top 3 words of affirmation.
And words of affirmation, everyone's so different. So if you actually try to understand your own personality and think about when people have said nice things to you, recognize that might be really super important to you. So words of affirmation,
absolutely
an important one as well.
Yeah.
The next one is receiving and giving gifts.
Yes. It's pretty self-explanatory. But for some people, this is really, really important, right? For me, it's not as important. But I think that the thoughtfulness goes a long way, right? I think the underlying message here is that, oh, I was out, I picked this up for you. And it doesn't have to be like, a $500 item or some crazy expensive item. It could just even be something cute that you saw that might be like $5, like a thing of tea that that your partner likes. And you're like, you know what, here, hon, I picked up some tea for you. I know that you like this, right? So it's just those small little gestures sometimes that can go such a long way in your relationship, because you're like, you know what, that person thought of me. That's so sweet.
Yes.
And like, I know this is something that I do a lot for my daughter personally. Like if I'm out and I see something and I know she's going to love it, like, and she just, I see how she lights up when I give her those, like, and it could be like, again, the smallest thing, it goes a long way.
And you're right, Aim. Actually, so receiving gifts and giving gifts, there's 2 parts to that, right? There's the giving gifts, which might make, you happy. Yes. And then your partner's happy because they're receiving it and getting it from you. Mm-hmm. So to Amy's point, you're right. Even the smallest things like, hey, I went to the gas station, filled up on gas, got your favorite chocolate bar.
Right.
But there's levels and degrees of gift giving. Okay. And everyone has, their giving point and their receiving point. And it could be as small as flowers on an evening to a big extravagant trip. Right. So some people like really big gifts. Some people will be like, save for the big days and do something extravagant. So understanding also your own ways of receiving and giving gifts is super, super important. I know I joke with my partner all the time being like, are you going to drape me with diamonds? But I don't see anything. So
it's coming.
Okay, where are my diamonds? Okay. But all that to be said, jokingly aside, receiving gifts and giving gifts, not mine either. I fall into quality time and physical touch. So physical touch is another one. So do you want to touch on that one?
For sure. So physical touch, I mean, it doesn't just relate to sex, right? Like whatever's happening behind closed doors. It also relates to how are you in the presence of your partner? Do you guys cuddle? Are you holding hands? Do you hug? Are you kissing? Like that physical touch really is, for me, I think there's actually more value in what happens outside of the bedroom, in the affection, then like that also is intimacy, than what happens behind closed doors. Like obviously you need the chemistry and that connection, but knowing that your partner is like, they want to touch you and embrace you says a lot, right? They love being around you. I think that to me is like also very important. This is on my top 3. Like again, it's like 2 or 3. It is on. It's so important.
So physical touch is huge for some people, and it can be as simple as walking by you and brushing your shoulder, just even a slight touch, or right, even a whisper in the ear, or just a side of the back, to holding hands, to sitting on the couch with your hand on someone's leg.
Yeah.
That physical touch for some people creates such a deeper connection.
Absolutely.
From an emotional perspective to an intimate perspective. And so those who understand that their love language is physical touch, they actually need it like air. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, it's air. It's like, I need to feel you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, like even like just caressing your partner or like massaging them, or, and like you said, just that simple little hand on your leg,
Yes.
you know, while you're driving or watching a show or whatever it is,
I've
right?
heard people tell me all the time that like my love language is physical touch. And even if we're lying in bed, falling asleep and their foot is touching my foot,
Right.
that's connection.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just that small give is such connection.
Absolutely.
So if you like to receive physical touch, or your partner likes to receive physical touch, try to understand what that looks like for that person and what that looks like for you. And that is a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. Again, like it's so much more than just sex and like foreplay. It is just building that really strong
physical touch with sex is just really good.
Oh, of course,
So
of course. I am not saying that it's not, but I am just saying like this part of it is
So
also very important. I think people get really focused on the sex and like the foreplay and all that, but that is important. And I think that if there is if it's more like say it's really important to me and it's not important to you and we're in a relationship, the communication needs to happen again so you can get on the same page. And how can you satisfy each other in those situations? So again, good communication is key to get through those humps.
Actually, I want to pause there for a second because something that you said was interesting, and I see this a lot, is oftentimes you'll have in relationships or even as an individual, your sex drive will be really high. And sometimes it's not even about the actual intimacy of intercourse. It's about feeling physical touch in an emotional way. So it can be pacified in other ways, right? If you have a partner who doesn't want to have sex or not on the same page or timing is off, right? It's a matter of being like, I recognize you need physical touch. What do you need other than sex to pacify that need?
Yes. Yeah. That's very powerful for sure. Yeah. So by communicating, I think couples can work through that disconnect and really get on the same page about what they need. Because again, like that is what makes a relationship really special, is the fact that you're intimate with that person.
Yes.
Right? So you want to make sure that you're meeting the needs of both parties and, you know, and everyone will be happy. It's a win-win, basically.
It is a win-win.
Right?
Alrighty. So the last one that we're going to talk about today is acts of service. And I have to tell you, when I first started learning about these love languages, I was like, acts of service. What is the acts of service? I'm not acting any service for anybody. But then I've come to realize actually how important these acts of services are for some people. So in my world, there are many people in my world who thrive on their love language being acts of service. And now that I've learned way more about it and I've understood it, I get it. And I can show up for them in a way that they need with acts of service. So do you want to describe that?
Yeah, for sure. It could be something like, you know, messaging your partner and saying like, hi, honey, I'm going out to run an errand. Is there anything you need from the store, from the grocery store? Right. And it's like, you know, oh, sure, I'll go pick that up for you. No problem. That would be like an act of service. Or, you know, what can we do today to divvy up the roles in the house? You know, someone's going to take care of vacuuming and I'll take care of mopping. Right. Like just doing those.
It's a way of showing up for your partner in a way that makes their life easier. And so that's the essence of acts of service. It's, oh, I'll do your laundry today because I recognize you're working from, you know, point A to point B, or I'll do dinner today because I recognize you're driving the kids or yourself or whatever it may be around the city. So it's really, at the end of the day, keep in mind, acts of service is making your partner's life easier. That is the key bullet in that one. Alrighty.
I think there's certain things around acts of service that are easier for certain people than others. For example, like for me, this is a tough one because I'm a super independent woman and I like to do things a certain way. And I kind of have a formula for how I like to do things. Right. So I know, like, I'm just personally speaking.
The beautiful hair.
Not a strand out of place.
Not a strand. I'm like this mom, but like beautiful.
I have an event later, okay? So it's like I'm all done up. So I think that, like, I know, just speaking from experience, like if someone said to me, you know, like, oh, they want to take certain responsibilities off my plate, it would be quite challenging for me. And is that, like, what would you say? Is that a little bit of like me being a control freak? You know, and I'm happy to, I nailed it. Exactly. Yeah, I nailed it.
You know what the reality is we all like doing certain things a certain way. And that keeps our chaos very organized, and that is okay too. So I'm teasing you
Yes.
to say it's a bit of a control thing, but the reality is she's fucking superwoman, and so that's how she survives, right? And so that's okay. But then allowing someone in your life to actually help you and make your life easier, right, might be a breath of fresh air. But that being said, that's not your love language.
Right. No,
right?
exactly.
Your
And I recognize
love language
that.
sits somewhere else. And so you recognize that and you're like, cool, I appreciate that you want to do that for me. Doesn't do anything for me.
Exactly. It's like I got it under control.
You got it.
Yeah, I have my laundry, my cleaning, everything, because I figured out a system that works for me. So when someone says like, oh, they want to do that for me, it's like,
right. But at the end of the day, if someone said, hey, come give me a hug and a cuddle, you'd be all over that.
Exactly.
Shit. I'm like, I'm in there. I'm there. You just spoke to me, baby. So
you're speaking my love language. Yeah.
So, recognizing your love language, your partner's love language, actually, in fact, even your kids' love language or your parents' love language, any relationship that you have, it is important to understand them from that perspective.
For sure. Well, anyone in your inner circle, right? That you're really close with. So I think, parents, children is important, and obviously partner for sure.
And yourself.
Yeah, and yourself, and maybe like a best friend or someone else that's very close to you. I think that helps as well.
Okay, so we've got quality time, words of affirmation, receiving and giving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. That makes up the 5.
Right.
All right. Any questions about them? Send it our way. We'll be happy to answer. Thanks for watching today.
Raw.
we'll get good at that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get good at that.
Exactly.
But any closing remarks for today?
Grab the book. Even if you want to I think we gave a good breakdown of what each of the love languages are, but just take some time, write it out, spend some time to understanding yourself. Yes. And you'll, especially if you're having challenges in your relationship, I think this will go a long way in really helping you gain clarity and how to really understand you and your partner and have a beautiful relationship, and you feel fulfilled.
That's a good point. I work with all my clients understanding their love languages.
Love that.
So that helps with partnership, communication, understanding, nurturing, soothing, and protection are the 3 bullets that I work under. And those love languages really factor into all of that.
Love that. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Bye.
Ciao.